Hello everyone and welcome back to the Steamtro Gaming News. Today for the 9th of November 2017. And we got 4 topics to talk about today. We're going to talk about issues with the Xbox One X consoles, then about potential new Harry Potter games, FIFA and Madden games possibly not coming out every year in the future, and a little funny message inside the new South Park mobile game. But we're going to start with the Xbox One X news. So it seems some of the new consoles from Microsoft are already dying, and I don't think that's a surprise. Like, literally, why would you think this is a surprise? Like, things break and it just happens. Why would you be surprised by this? And there's not even like a huge number of them dying. It's just like, here a person says, oh, I just bought my Xbox and it didn't work at all. That happens. It could break during shipping, man. Just, that's life. Another person says, oh, I played for like 2 or 3 hours and just shut down. He described it was almost like a power outage. Yeah, probably something broke. Just use the warranty. That's why you have warranty on new things. Especially if you pay $500 for them. If you bought it from somebody like secondhand for... How would you even buy an Xbox One X right now secondhand? So everybody has warranty on this stuff. Just go through warranty. They will either give you your money back or they will repair it. Or possibly even just give you a brand new unit. And that's what happens. Like, stop being surprised that stuff breaks. Seriously. I don't know, if it was like a really huge issue, if it was been like hundreds and thousands of people just claiming the Xbox One X is breaking down, well, obviously that would be an issue, but few cases? Seriously? Why are people concerned that this is a big problem? The reasoning I have read for this being a big problem is because the infamous Red Ring of Death. But that happened so many years ago. Stop being worried about something that happened years ago. This is two generations. Oh, not two. It's 1.5 generations far from the Xbox 360. Just deal with it. Understand that sometimes stuff breaks, and have fun. If your stuff breaks, go play on the old thing. If you sold the old thing to plan the new one, I understand you could be angry, but it's not really Microsoft's fault, because it would be Microsoft's fault, if it would be in large numbers, but just because it's small numbers, it probably means most likely damage through shipping, so be angry at the shipping company, or you just got a faulty machine, and sometimes faults during manufacturing just happen. Like somebody scratches a pin and it destroys the pin and the console just doesn't boot. That happens. That's what happens when people make things. They make errors. We're just humans and you make mistakes. Like, don't tell me you never broke something and just was, oh, I'm sad, I'm sorry, I did it, I didn't want to do it, but it is broken. Deal with it. It's just to deal with new stuff. Usually it's within like less than 1% of stuff being broken. Probably I would say it would be like less than 0.1%. So I don't really understand why so many people are talking about this, but I do understand why so many people are talking about this. It's for the same reason I am, because it's something that people are interested in hearing about. But it shouldn't be such a big issue. Okay, let's move on to the next piece of news. So it seems that Warner Brothers has created a completely new game development team, especially for Harry Potter games. Hopefully we'll get more news, because currently we don't really know what sort of game they're going for. It will be like an action game, an adventure game. We don't know much. All we know that the new formation that was created to develop this game is called Portkey Games, and I really don't understand that name. Like, why don't, if anything, why wouldn't you name it Potterkey Games? I don't know. I'm quite excited. The old console Potter games were pretty decent. I'm not saying they were the best thing under the sun, but they were pretty good. So not only will we be getting an AR game called Wizards Unite from Niantic, the people who develop Pokemon Go, but we will be getting new console games. And with a bit of luck, they will be even ported to the PC, especially if they will be available for the Xbox One or the Xbox One X. Or even the Xbox One S. Why are there so many Xboxes out right now? So hopefully we will get a few more games on the PC as well, because right now there really aren't that many good wizarding games where you would actually like have to perform the magic in a certain way. Like, and it seems such an obvious way. Just make specific gestures for the mouse and use them to create spells and work perfectly. I know there were a few games that did this, but none of them did it really well. And a game set in the Potter universe would have the benefit of being set in the Potter universe, just essentially making so many people just go buy it because they want to experience more. I've read an interesting thing. Some people think that we might get like stories after the books from this. Like it won't be the stories from the books because those have been mostly done. And I would love to experience that. I wouldn't even mind not playing as Harry Potter, just playing as some random character inside the Harry Potter universe. That might have been the best thing ever, because you would get to create your own stories. It could even be set like in different parts of the world. It wouldn't have to be set in England, like set in America, because we now know there is actually a wizarding school in America. And that's what I want to see. Hopefully the games will be good. We should get more details pretty soon. No exact dates, of course, have been set, not even for the detailed information. So I'm going to guess at least a year, maybe even 2 years before we actually see games come from this. But I'm excited. I love Harry Potter. When it's starting getting published here in the Czech Republic, I was actually perfectly growing up with the book. So when the first book came out, I was 11. When the second one came out, I was 12. And it was so perfect for me. Though when I got older, I didn't like them as much anymore because I felt they weren't tackling the issues of the age anymore. You know, it just became an adventure book. And while the style of the books did change slightly from, you know, just being kids' books to a bit more darker universe, they still were quite childish. I grew out of them about when I was 16, 17, when I switched to books like Dune or anything from Philip K. Dick. But still, I read them either way because I was already so heavily invested in the entire universe. And so many people are, not only people who grew up with the books as me, even like adults. The universe was well crafted and inspired a sense of just being awesome. So good job, Warner Bros, for realizing that people want more Harry Potter. How didn't you come to this conclusion earlier is a mystery to me, but hopefully you will get them right. So third piece of news is about our favorite publisher, EA, who are saying that maybe we will not see FIFA, Madden, NHL, NBA, you know, these kind of sport games coming out every year into the future. And we would maybe get a subscription-based model for these games. So you buy one game and you pay for it for like 4 years, you know, like you pay, I don't know, $30 a year. I think that would be a pretty decent price. I'm hoping it wouldn't be an insane amount. Or maybe like do it, I think the 30, maybe $40 would be the absolute limit I would be willing to go for. Instead of having to buy like a full price game every year and then having tons and tons and tons and tons of microtransactions in them also. Especially since you also have to buy the DLCs, and over time the price just gets ridiculous. So thus we might see a subscription-based model into the future, where only every 4 or 5 years we might see an actual game release that would release a new engine. pretty much. That would be the thing. And they actually don't do it in Korea and China already this way. They wait about 4 years before they release a big new code drop and just do little incremental changes over time, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing for this kind of game, especially as it loves to include a lot more new players. Just update the what's it called? You know, the boards with the players, the database. And even like this EA Sports Division is doing pretty well, this could probably bring them to even more insane numbers. Because a lot more people would be willing just to buy the game if they know I don't have to pay for every little thing inside a game. If I want to play, I just pay $10 here, play for a month, and I'm golden. And if I don't want to play for another 4 months, I can just not pay, play other games, and then I can come back just by paying $10 again. You know, like a lot of people who are very casual do it with World of Warcraft or any other subscription-based MMO. They just pay whenever they want to play. Usually at the start of the expansion, they just like pay for 2-3 months, play the stuff they want to, and then they don't. They just do, you know, the LGR thing, and they're happy, and they, okay, I played my share of World of Warcraft for this particular patch or expansion, whatever, and they switch to other games. In the meantime, they don't have to pay, and if they want to come back, they just pay again. And while I'm scared by the fact that this could be just added on top of microtransactions, just making the game insanely priced for people who want to play all the time and want to be the best, probably going into spending a few $1,000s on a FIFA game. But I'm pretty sure there are people who are actually doing this at the moment. So yeah, what do you think, guys? Do you think this is a good thing? Tell me in the comments. Be sure to tell me. And the last one is about a new South Park mobile game, which I actually want to go and try because I haven't downloaded it yet, but I will. It's called South Park Phone Destroyer, and it has the great little bit of piece of text right in the beginning. This is pretty much the same thing as you have when you watch a show. There's, this show shouldn't be watched by anyone. So, the game says this. This game contains both in-app purchases and the option to watch ads for rewards. To disable the ability to make in-app purchases, adjust your device settings. In-app purchases cost real money and are charged to your account, and for those reasons, this game should not be played by anyone. Yeah, it's a good joke. Little bit like show off because they actually made few. I think it was just one episode, right? It was an episode about microtransactions funding Canada, pretty much, and this is like a little bit of a nudge to that, and I like it. It's not big news. I just thought it was funny and I wanted to mention it. Maybe I will talk about a game in a bit later once I try it, but so far I haven't. I actually don't play my cell phone a lot. Like, I would rather read a book on my phone, even though like some people are, how do you read on that small screen? Why don't you just get a real book? And I'm like, well, I cannot have a library of a few 100,000 books in my pocket. Oh, so why don't you just get an e-reader? And I'm like, because I don't want to carry 2 devices all the time. I just want one. So that's why I read on my phone. And I think a lot of people are perfectly okay at that. Like, they're, yeah, sure, you read on whatever you want. On top of that, I get much better battery life than people who actually play games on their phones. Because, playing a game is that much more battery intensive than just reading a book. Especially if you put it into black background and white text. Then it just doesn't eat that much battery. Oh, but that's probably because I have an OLED display. So, with that being said, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, give us that thumbs up. It really helps us in the YouTube algorithm. Be sure to subscribe. If you're watching this on Steemit, be sure to upvote, as upvotes are good, and follow our blog. And with that being said, see you guys later with more gaming content.